Welcome to Cheater Confessions. Let's get started with today's story. It was 2:30 p.m. when my phone buzzed. I was halfway through a maintenance shift on the offshore rig, running on cold coffee and muscle memory. I opened Instagram just to kill a minute, and froze. There it was, my girlfriend, Cheryl's post. A photo spread with pink and blue balloons, a glittery sign that said, "Baby coming soon," and a caption in bold letters. "Finally pregnant, 12 weeks. Time to lock this idiot down." She tagged me in the photo. For a second, I thought it was a joke. Then my stomach dropped. I had been offshore for 7 months. No breaks, no visits, nothing but calls that kept getting shorter each week. My last time home was January. It was now August. 12 weeks pregnant meant she conceived in May. I was 300 miles off the coast that month. I stared at the caption again. "Lock this idiot down." The word idiot almost made me laugh. My hands didn't shake, but my jaw tightened. I didn't text her. I didn't call. I typed one comment under her post. "Interesting math, Cheryl." Then I set the phone down. Within minutes, my notification feed exploded. People started liking the comment. A few asked what I meant. Then others started counting months in the replies. By the time I refreshed, the post had more activity than anything Cheryl had ever uploaded. Screenshots spread like wildfire. She tried deleting it, but the internet is faster than regret. Then I saw the comment that sealed it. Her mother, Catherine, wrote, "So proud of you both. Paul will be such a great dad." Paul, my neighbor. I didn't feel anger, just a kind of quiet cold. I took screenshots of everything, saved them to my cloud folder, and put the phone face down. I leaned back against the bulkhead and thought, if she wants to lock someone down, she picked the wrong man. By sunrise, the entire thing had blown up. I hadn't even responded again, but everyone else had. Mutual friends tagged me in story reposts. Cheryl's post was gone, but screenshots were already everywhere. Facebook, TikTok, threads I didn't even know existed. When my sister Nira called, she didn't even say hello. "Dennis, have you seen what she's saying now?" "What now?" I asked, already tired of hearing her name. "She just uploaded a note picture. Says she typed it wrong, that she meant 12 days pregnant, not 12 weeks. Says you were home 2 weeks ago, and she was waiting to surprise you." I almost smiled. A neat story, except I hadn't been home in 7 months. 12 days pregnant, a surprise waiting for me, a timeline that never happened. Not even biology or basic math could save that excuse. An hour later, I checked her page myself. There it was. Everyone's overreacting. It was a typo. I meant 12 days, not 12 weeks. Dennis was home recently, and I wanted to surprise him when he got back. Please stop spreading lies. The comments were chaos. Some believed her. Most didn't. I didn't reply. I just took screenshots, saved everything, and waited. Then came the real show, her live stream. I wasn't planning to watch, but Nira sent me the link anyway with one message. "Don't say a word. Just listen." Cheryl sat in her car, fake tears running, voice trembling. "He left me alone," she sniffed. "He doesn't call. He doesn't care. I made one mistake with a caption, and now I'm being attacked." Someone asked about Paul in the comments. I watched her freeze for a moment, then say, "Paul helped me through everything. Oh, I mean, my friend helped." There it was, the slip. The live chat exploded. Did she just say Paul? Who's Paul? The math still doesn't work. Nira recorded the entire thing before Cheryl ended it abruptly. I didn't post. I didn't text her. I went to the shift office and filled out a request for early leave. I didn't mention why. The supervisor took one look at my face and nodded. "Family emergency?" "Something like that. I'd be home in a couple of days." And for once, I was looking forward to it. 2 days later, I stepped off the transport van and headed straight home. I didn't call or text Cheryl to let her know I was coming. I wanted to see things exactly as they were, not as she'd prepare them to look. The place was quiet when I opened the door. No lights, no sign of Cheryl. I dropped my bag, sat on the edge of the couch, and opened the smart lock app. I wanted to see the truth for myself. The logs didn't lie. Paul's name kept appearing, 3, sometimes 4 nights a week. Always after 9 p.m., always staying for hours. The access history showed repeated unlocks from Cheryl's shared key, sometimes with Paul listed as a guest. The door camera feed confirmed it. Clips of him carrying groceries, laughing, and once holding Cheryl's keys like they belonged to him. I downloaded every file. While I was still scrolling, my phone lit up. Catherine, Cheryl's mother. "Dennis, sweetheart," she began, her voice sugary. "Cheryl's very upset. She says people are twisting things." I didn't say a word. "She's scared. You know how lonely she was. Please don't make this uglier than it already is." "She's 12 weeks pregnant, Catherine," I said calmly, "and I've been gone for 7 months." A long pause, then a shaky sigh. "Mistakes happen." "I agree," I said, "and she made one." Then I hung up. That night, Cheryl didn't come home. Instead, she posted another vague message. "Real love always finds its way back. I'll be okay." Paul liked it with a heart emoji. I didn't reply. I wasn't going to yell or beg or post. I wanted facts, not noise. So I reset the smart lock, revoked Cheryl's access, and removed all guest keys. Then I scheduled a locksmith, not because I didn't trust the digital system, but because I wanted a mechanical backup, a deadbolt they couldn't bypass with an app. I also arranged a moving service for anything that wasn't mine and rented a spare storage unit downtown. No drama, no mess, just clean lines, receipts, emails, timestamps. I wanted this handled, not dramatized. Before I went to sleep, I reviewed the saved camera footage one last time. There they were, Paul unlocking the door, Cheryl laughing behind him. The timestamp read 10:46 p.m. 2 nights ago. I turned off the screen, set my alarm for 6 a.m., and thought, tomorrow, I'm done pretending I don't know. The next morning, the apartment was silent. Cheryl still hadn't come home. The curtain by the balcony was half open, and on the patio chair, a man's jacket, not mine, hung like it lived there. On the fridge, an ultrasound photo was pinned under a magnet that read, "Home Sweet Home." I opened the bedroom drawer. Inside was a small pink notebook, a pregnancy journal. I flipped it open. The first page read, "Missed period. Told Paul. Will announce at 12 weeks. Further down, Dennis won't question it if I act calm." I took pictures of every page and returned the journal exactly where I'd found it. A knock came at the door. It was the locksmith. "Add a deadbolt," I said. "I've already reset the smart lock. I just want something manual too." He nodded and got to work quietly, tools clinking in rhythm. By the time he left, the place felt different, quieter, sealed. Not long after, I heard footsteps in the hallway and the faint jingle of keys. Cheryl's voice followed, muffled through the door. "Paul, grab the bags." I opened the door before she could try opening it. She froze on the threshold, her expression draining of color the instant she saw me. "Dennis, you're home." "Apparently," I said, leaning against the frame. Paul stood a step behind her, holding 2 grocery bags. His face shifted from confusion to guilt in seconds. Cheryl tried a shaky smile. "I was going to tell you." I held up my phone. 12 weeks? Silence. Then the switch flipped. Tears, shaking voice, rehearsed lines. "You left me, Dennis. For months. Do you know what that does to someone? I was alone." "Not that alone," I said. "Your journal says you told Paul." Paul stepped forward. "Hey man, calm down. She's pregnant. You can't just kick her out." I looked at him evenly. "I'm not kicking out a pregnant woman. I'm evicting 2 liars." Cheryl grabbed her phone. "I'm calling the police." "Do that," I said, and leaned back. When the officers arrived, I handed them the deed, utility bills, and my deployment records. One of them flipped through the papers, looked at Cheryl, and said, "Ma'am, you don't have a legal right to stay here." She started crying harder, shouting about abuse and emotional trauma. The officer sighed. "You have 72 hours to pack and leave." Paul muttered, "This is crazy." I looked at him. "You're right. It is." They left, still arguing. I locked the new door behind them, sat down, and exhaled for the first time in months. By the next morning, Cheryl was back online. Her story read, "Some men can't handle responsibility. When they mess up, they pretend it's someone else's fault." A photo of her crying in a car seat followed, with a caption about being abandoned. I didn't answer. I didn't need to. Screenshots already existed of her caption, her live stream, and the 12-week claim. The internet was connecting dots faster than I ever could. Nira sent me a text that said, "People are tearing her apart in the comments. Stay quiet." That was easy. I wasn't interested in revenge. I wanted peace. But Cheryl wasn't done. She made a new account just to post a video. I was never treated right. He left me when I needed him most. Within an hour, someone commented, "Girl, you said 12 weeks. He's been gone 7 months." The replies under that one did the rest. Then came the message from Catherine. "Dennis, you should stop encouraging this harassment. Cheryl's pregnant. She needs support, not humiliation." I typed a single reply. I didn't humiliate her. She posted everything herself. After that, she blocked me. That same evening, Cheryl tried another angle, a lawyer. I got an email full of nonsense demands: monthly support, insurance coverage, public apology, and emotional distress compensation. My company's legal department reviewed it. The lawyer actually chuckled. "She's claiming support from a man who isn't the father, isn't married to her, and owns the apartment she lived in rent-free? This won't go anywhere." 2 days later, the demand was withdrawn. Nira came by the next morning to help me pack the last of Cheryl's things into boxes. We worked in silence, moving carefully through each room until the shelves and closets were empty. When it was done, I decided to store everything rather than return it immediately. Giving her an excuse to come back wasn't something I wanted. When Nira left, the apartment felt still for the first time in months. No perfume lingering in the air, no noise, no lies. Just quiet, steady, heavy, and honest. 4 months later, I got a message from Nira while I was on a short contract in Houston. It was a screenshot of Cheryl's latest post. The caption read, "He abandoned me, but I'm stronger now. My baby boy is everything." In the photo, she was holding the baby in a hospital bed, smiling, but Paul wasn't anywhere near her. Where's the proud dad? I thought. I scrolled through the comments. Someone asked the same thing, and Cheryl replied, "We're figuring things out privately," which actually meant he was gone. 2 weeks later, Catherine called. I almost didn't answer, but curiosity won. "Dennis," she began softly, "I know everything went wrong, but Cheryl's struggling. She can't pay rent. Maybe you could—" "No," I said flatly. She hesitated. "Just a small loan. For the baby." "It's not my baby, Catherine." Silence. Then a quiet, defeated, "I understand." Apparently, Cheryl started a support fund online, complete with a story about how her boyfriend left her during pregnancy. It raised $87 before people linked her to the original scandal. The page disappeared the next day. Paul didn't fare any better. Someone from our town started a thread titled, "Remember this guy?" It included screenshots of him boasting in private messages about taking care of Cheryl while I was deployed, along with clips from the viral post that named him directly. By the next morning, his coworkers had seen it. What started as office gossip turned into constant jokes at his expense. Clients asked questions. Management didn't like the attention. A week later, his supervisor pulled him aside and told him it was best if he took some time off. His reputation wasn't ruined because of what he did inside my place. It was because the whole town found out whose apartment it was. He tried moving 2 towns over and working in a car lot. Didn't last. Even his new boss recognized him from the memes. Cheryl moved back in with Catherine. They argued constantly. Nira said she heard Cheryl telling a friend, "He ruined my life." Maybe she meant me. Maybe she meant Paul. Either way, I didn't care. By then, I'd learned something important. Truth doesn't need noise. It just needs time. And time had done its job perfectly. By the end of the year, everything had gone quiet. The scandal that once filled my phone screen at 3 a.m. was now just an old internet joke. Nira threw a small barbecue one weekend. My old coworkers showed up, laughing about the post that started it all. One of them raised a beer and said, "To Dennis, the man who proved calendars never lie." I just smiled. It wasn't a triumph. It was closure. That night, I met Tara, a nurse who worked with Nira. She'd heard about the post, but kept it light. "So you're the guy with the legendary comment?" she said, grinning. "Apparently," I replied. We talked for hours. No drama, no lies, no hidden meanings. Just conversation. It felt good. I had signed a new offshore contract, shorter rotations this time, and moved into a clean apartment near the port. Bare walls, Peace. A few weeks later, a message popped up on my phone. It was Cheryl. You destroyed me. I stared at the words for a long second, then typed back one line. No, Cheryl. The calendar did. Then I blocked her. I didn't feel angry or proud. Just done. Completely done. I started running again in the mornings, sleeping through the nights. One evening I remembered that first post. Pink balloons, fake smiles, the caption that started everything. Finally, pregnant. Time to lock this idiot down. Back then, she thought the post would trap me. In the end, it freed me. The truth needed no speeches, no shouting, no revenge. Just math, a timestamp, and silence. And that was enough. Thank you for watching.